Well, I'm back at the wing, and little by little I've been working on it, and I've got all of the geodetic finished all the way top and bottom, all the way across the front, going to the leading edge on the bottom and top. And coming back here, got to get on my aileron. And one thing I kept forgetting to do is get the thinner blade, so finally I said, so that I could go ahead and cut this on through to the spar behind it, and you can see I got a little bit cut through all the way now. Well, finally I just said screw that. I just cut my blade down to about 3/4 of an inch so that I could go on back and get a straight line and at least get a started get a started slot on the back side. And now I'll cut that out by hand the rest of the way. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and put this end piece on. I've been ignoring that for a little bit. First I want to sand anywhere where I'm going to put some blocking. Of course, this is going to be the inside part, which is all going to be the aileron's not going to attach here, of course. The aileron's going to move freely with a 1/4 inch gap between it and the aileron. So on this outside though, where we're going to probably put some blocking, let's go ahead and scuff that up. And along, oh man, it's so humid, I can feel it in the wood. 100, well, no, that's Midwest is 100 in the 100. What did it get up to today? 80 some?
I think it got up to
87 degrees it got here, and it's around here. That's like major heat wave. So, and it's got 87 degrees, but super humid, really humid, like 90% humid. Heat index is 93. And of course we'll scuff this up a little bit and go cross grain. This grain is running up and down, so we're going to go left and right with the scuffing. Okay, got that all cleaned off. Now I got my spacers here, which of course are the just 1/4 inch geodetic, and I'll go ahead and to glue this up, I'm going to saturate glue on this piece and just set it in there and let it soak into the other piece. That's whenever you're only put glue on one piece. You want to, if you can, you can't always do it, but what you want to do is you want to make sure you get the opposite piece of wood saturated with the glue. So I'll put the spacer there so I get it right at the right position. And then I'll line it up. And then I'll just shove it in and move it around a little bit, make sure that I get full glue contact there. And then I'm going to take a look at it and see that it's completely saturated with glue. Now that I've done that, I'll go ahead and bring it back in, make sure it's lined up good, put some pressure on it in a free, so it's square to this piece right there. Then I'll go ahead and put a clamp over it. Alright. Yep, that's too big. It's bending it. Well, we could move this back some. Yeah, let's just move this. There we go. Let's try that. I don't like that either. Let's look for a different clamp. Almost holds itself in there. Let's see. Two small clamps. Well, these are too small because I got a 1-inch board. This here stiffener is 1 inch wide there. That makes it too wide. I'm gonna see if I can't find a different clamp here. It is gonna work. Well, that's really stiff. Let's see. This one's really stiff. Let me see. Maybe it's the position I'm putting this where it won't smash it in. Let's try that right there. Yeah, right there. Okay, let's see what happens here. No, I'll be able to go. Oh, I see. Let's see if this one. Get back to this. Oh, yeah, this one's not quite as. Oh, I see. Yeah. All right. So I need a block on the back side. Oh, let's see. Nope. I see what I need to do. All right, there's that one, and that's too wide. Okay, that's good in there, good and solid. All right, now. Does seem to be squeezing it back this direction some, so I'm going to put this in up here a little closer to these, especially this one here. We don't want there we go. So I'll have to get another piece of rib material and put over here just so we keep this good and straight. And then once we get this, this is actually pretty good because once this gets held straight by another piece of 1-inch stiffener that we're going to put in right here along the side of that. But well, I'm starting to put the geodetic on, and right away I see an issue with the way I'm doing it this time. Putting the spar cap for the aileron up flush like they show on the print, and yet putting the geodetic, laying it on top, of course that doesn't work. And what I've done in the past is I glued the cap strips down 1/8 of an inch so that I could glue my geodetic on top of it. But then you've got to fill all the gaps in between from here all the way across. You've got to fill that with 1/8 inch strip of wood, so that you don't have these sticking up in the fabric, popping up all along there. But now I don't have that. I'm not going to cut all of these out. To remedy that, I looked at putting that angle, sanding that angle on there. That's not much. That's almost a butt joint. That's no good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the butt joint initially, and then I'm going to block it in underneath. So a lot of work. Either one would have been work, but this would have been a lot less work. It would have added more weight, but not that much. Anyways, if you think of a better way of doing this than what I'm thinking, but I really think I should have just gone ahead and put the cap strip down 1/8 of an inch so that this stuff slides right up and you got 3/8 of an inch or whatever that is, 1/2 inch of side grain gluing, which is the strong glue joint. I wanted to point out that in the trailing edge, the way it fits in is the top piece of geodetic, the one I just put in, goes into the slot, the geodetic slot, and the bottom one just glues in underneath it, against it. And that's because all of your pressure is pushing up. You got pushing up pressure, higher pressure on the bottom of the wing, and a vacuum on the top of the wing to some degree or another. So you want to make sure the top one is slotted in and the bottom one is up against it. So that's a small detail. It's fairly important, pretty important. Okay, this is not going to be easy. It's very difficult. First of all, sanding just the right angle on that so that I'm not putting a lot of stress in it. Then once you clamp it, because it's at that angle, it just wants to squeeze off of it. So I might come up with a different type of clamping, maybe one where I'm using a piece of geodetic pushing up in that direction from maybe down in that joint, pushing up at an angle. I don't know, I'm going to figure something out, but this is not good. Instead, I'm going to put a note on my print. And I don't know why I did it the other way, because see, the print shows that this here spar cap here goes even with the very top. Shift that down so that you got 1/8 of an inch clearance on top for the geodetic, for the aileron geodetic. So what I got done today was cutting through just to give myself an alignment position for whenever I cut the aileron off, then my spar, I have a place to cut it. Then gluing on this build-up for this hinge position right here. I never got that on. And then trying to figure out how to put the geodetic. Now, there was a person that commented on a wing that I did a couple years ago and said, I think you did your geodetic on your ailerons wrong. What he's talking about is when I first built the wing, I went ahead and brought this geodetic on past the spar before this here aileron spar was in. I brought it right on down underneath this here rib and right down to this position. Actually, it hit right about here. And so I had full length geodetic coming clear down into the aileron, because the way I thought it was explained, and this was my second set of wings, so I'm not sure why I did it that way. But anyways, what it did, it made it so the geodetic came from right in here underneath the rib cap down to about right here. So when I cut the spar off, of course, or built the spar up, aileron spar, the geodetic wasn't lining up at all, and of course the geodetic had to be cut. So anyways, I had to cut them, and then I spliced them, overlapping about 1 inch on each one. Anyways, it looked different, and that's what he was talking about, I'm pretty sure. He didn't really expound on it, but yeah, a lot of what I'm showing is all my mistakes and what you do to fix them. But the one thing that I did last time, and I don't know why I did it the right way, because the print shows to make this here rib cap even with the top. Don't do that. Slide it down about 1/8 of an inch from the top. So we got this here outside piece, initial glue up right there, and then we'll go ahead and build it up next with stiffener. Get this straight out, same kind of stiffener that you have here, but it'll be going down at an angle. Of course, have a compound angle up there, and then we'll at least shape the top part of this, and see what else we get done. I think that's about it. And of course, I'm learning to fly. I've in the past 2 weeks I've flown 25 hours, which is that's a lot of hours for a home-built recreational flying. But we've had really good weather. I've been trusting my engine and been flying a lot of hours, more distances, and so that's the main reason I'm not building as much.